Hello friends! Another month has flown by. I can't believe how fast it went. And there's been so much upheaval. I moved, I traveled, I injured myself. So let's see what it all looked like from inside my journal. I'm still in my brown Midori Traveler's Notebook. It's still serving me well. And I'm still using the insert cover that I made last month. And I still have things from my last trip inside. So this was preparations for moving at the beginning of April. Packed everything up. I'm currently coming at you from my brand new studio, which I am not showing you because it is in a state of just awfulness. It's the one room in the house that I haven't had any time to work on yet. This was the day that I started getting quotes on moving my piano, which was a job and a half. And the day that I got my new pen case. I did a lot with Indanthrone Blue on both of these days, just a couple of very blue studies that I really enjoyed. And over here was when I started playing with some transparent brown mixes using Indanthrone Blue and Quinacridone Sienna, and I'll come back to that a little bit more later. I went to Lawrence, Kansas on this day and visited the haunted bathroom inside Wonder Fair, which is just my dream shop. There was so much stationery, so many Traveler's Notebook goodies that I had to make a triple tip-in with a pocket. So inside the pocket are the labels from the washi that I bought that day, which I just stuck onto a wax paper. I actually stuck them onto the backing from my photo prints from that day as well. So much good stuff. It took 3 tip-ins. I bought another enamel pin and I did exactly what I did in my last video and stuck it on the backing, stuck the photo of the pin onto the backing because I wanted to save that. So that works great. I always say I'm not much of a florals painter, but spring has sprung and it is beautiful, and I have been painting a lot of florals this month. So that was the first. My daughter brought in some plants. We could say plants, we could say weeds from the front yard. I think this is clover actually. And she put them in a Tupperware, and I just painted the water itself, not the actual Tupperware container, and then the florals. I'm very happy with the values, how the values came out in this one. Little tree study in my old neighborhood. This was a fun challenge to draw, and I don't know, you can tell me if it sells, like if it works, but this is a building downtown that has a mural painted on it of the buildings downtown, including that building. It's like buildingception. We have to go deeper. And coming out of that mural on that particular day was a construction slide, basically, to put trash down in the dumpster. So they were working inside the building, and then like this is the roof of the actual physical building, and this is the roof of the mural on the building. So it was very it came out very abstract just by necessity, but it was a lot of fun to sketch that. I started putting together sets of my watercolor cups on that day. I really love when I find 2 dandelions that are growing through each other when they get all white and fluffy. That happens a lot, and I enjoyed painting that. Really happy with how vibrant these greens turned out as well. So coming back to some browns, I finally got Daniel Smith Transparent Brown Oxide in my palette. This painting is copied from a poster of Joan of Arc that I have. And I used transparent brown oxide in this background, and I had never tried to use it wet and wet with a very high saturation, and it behaved exactly like an oxide does, and I really wanted it to be more transparent, but instead it granulated, and I didn't like it. So I took it out of my palette and I started making a mixed palette that is literally just Indanthrone Blue and Quinacridone Sienna, and this is the first time that I've ever had a custom mix in my palette, and so far it's working great. So this was the day that I moved my mini loom over to, no, I didn't move it yet, I had packed it up. I had taken all of the warp threads off of it. Another very bright, very beautiful tree that I couldn't quite capture. This is one of the red buds, excuse me, that grows all over town, and there was lichen along one side of it too. So I tried to get a little bit of cobalt teal into that mix as well while that was still wet. Went out to do some work and got basically a flat lay photo out of that and decided to paint that. Another set of florals. This was the, where was this? Yeah, this would have been the title office when we closed on the house. Exciting. Moved my daughter's dollhouse into the new house, and I had snapped a photo to send to my husband, and he was like, an empty dollhouse inside of an empty house is kind of creepy, and he was totally right. So I painted it. This was a low spoons day. I did not have much energy left over at the end of this day. Let's see. This was Thursday after closing, so I was moving stuff myself all day long. And I was very tired. Went downtown for dinner the next day, and it was very orange sunset striking these buildings. Another set of florals. These are the tulips in our neighbor's yard, and our neighbors happen to be our best family friends, which is a significant reason why we chose this house. They live directly behind us now. And then another tree across the street. The sky behind it was really beautiful that evening. Bought my daughter a lava lamp by request. The first one was a dud. I took it back and the second one worked. And I saw this swallowtail, I guess, flying around one day and had to paint that. This is our backyard. I believe it's a dogwood tree. Another triple tip in because I went off to a conference in the Philadelphia area. So if you follow me on Instagram, you saw me paint part of this in a video that I posted. And I did paint it on the plane because I arrived pretty late that evening. The conference site was a summer camp facility, and they had these amazing trees that were in full bloom, just vibrant pink flowers, and the wind would blow and it would shake the flowers off, and it was just gorgeous. And then I painted my shadow, which was a really fun exercise, and I plan to do more of that. Coming back into town, another view from the plane. My daughter playing with her new friends who live in the area. And finally, another really low energy day by the time I got home, but this was a patio at an event center where I was tabling for my organization, and I accidentally locked myself out on the patio. Super fun. And then one of my other volunteers came out and got me, fortunately. But she came out and got me because the tornado warning had just started in town, and she was really freaked out. So then we went and found the basement. It was a super surreal and bizarre night. And again, as always, my back page is just for testing art supplies, which in this case was makeshift stamps that I was using. So that's where I'm at this month. I'm excited to start May. I'm excited to get my studio ready and hopefully have a little bit more time and headspace to work on my pages and my spreads, because I did not have any time and headspace this month. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.